old or ancient. Bu means martial, as in martial art, as in an art of war. You know? Bu is martial. So we've got ko, ancient, bu, martial, and then do, which is way, the ancient martial way. This refers to defending yourself with older style weapons. Newer style weapons, projectiles, things like guns, missiles, these are known as gendai. But we're not concerned with the newer stuff. We're concerned with the older stuff, the more traditional weapons. The first weapon that people normally learn in Kobudo, and the one that we learned first normally, is called a bow. This is a bow. It is a 6-foot stick. The full name of the weapon is Roku Shaku bow. Roku is 6. Shaku is a measurement of length roughly equivalent to a foot. And bow just means stick. Roku Shaku bow. It's a 6-foot piece of wood. And there are attack and defense sequences with the weapon. Another common weapon in Kobudo is called the sai. Those of you who grew up on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles might really be excited about this weapon called the sai. The sai has a handle for gripping. It has tines for catching weapons. It has a long shaft which can be used to stab, but most of the time is used for striking. It's a metal truncheon. It's not primarily used for stabbing, it's primarily used for striking, and it used to be a police weapon on Okinawa. Sometimes carried 1, sometimes they carried 2, sometimes they even went as far as carry 3 on them. This is a very popular weapon called the nunchaku. The nunchaku. That's a 2-section staff, the nunchaku. It's 2 sections connected by a piece of wood, and there are a lot of swinging applications, and you can block with the weapon, different ways of blocking with it, different ways of striking with it. You can even hold it in one hand and hit with it like that, and do different joint techniques with it. One weapon that isn't normal for Kobudo to do, it's more of a samurai weapon, is called the yawara bow, or just the yawara. Yawara means Jew. It's the same character as Jew. Remember Jew, gentle, from judo and jujitsu? So this, it's roughly 6 to 7 inches, and this yawara was a samurai weapon. Sometimes you had to be able to defend yourself, but weren't allowed to carry your weapons inside somebody's home. So this, the yawara, is a small stick that you could conceal, and you can block with it, and there are joint techniques you can do with it, and various strikes. My teacher made up a form using the yawara bow, and the form is called yawara bow no kata. That means the kata of yawara bow. So we prepared a brief demonstration of some of the forms utilizing these weapons for you. And we've got the masked marauder, Mr. Telford, to demonstrate, and Ms. Leckert as well. We're going to try to do it in a small space. If we hit the camera, we'll be back in a minute. All right, so let's start with bow. Who's doing bow? Mr. Telford? Okay, and you're going to name the form that you're going to do?
Yes. Okay. This is Tokamini no kun. Kun is another word for stick or staff.
Why don't you face them since they don't have to follow you?
Yes.
Look out behind you. Nice job. Thank you, Mr. Telford. All right, Ms. Leckert, let's see a sai kata.
This kata is called Kienchotku no Sai.
Thank you. All right, what's next? Nunchaku. This weapon used to be illegal. So in the beginning of the kata, we hide it.
Who made this kata?
Go ahead. Eight. With only minor damage. Good job. All right, the final form we'll show you is Yawara Bo no Kata, made by my teacher, Mr. Levitz.
You want to do it together?
No.
No.
Here it is. Thank you. All right. There are. So, other interesting weapons that are done in Kobudo are the tanfa, or tuifa. That is a side-handled baton, and that's used for blocking, and you can do swinging strikes with it, as well as punches. We've got a more obscure weapon called the teko. These are a horseshoe-style teko made from two horseshoes welded together, and these are also punching and blocking and striking implements. Another interesting one is called the eku, or the Japanese call it a kaibo. What does this look like? A paddle. You're right, Miss Celeste. It looks like a paddle. And that's because it's a paddle. And just like all the other things, good for blocking and good for striking. You might notice that a lot of these are pretty common implements. Things like a paddle, things like a 6-foot stick. And these were supposed to be farming and fishing implements. So things that farmers and fishermen used. So there's a kama, which is a handheld scythe, a tiny agricultural weapon. We have a wooden version of it, but the actual version has a metal part here. We don't need the metal part. I'm already frightened enough. So this is another weapon called a kama. So the farmers and the fishermen, these were implements that they had at their disposal at any time. So it makes sense that if you're always carrying something on you and you're not allowed to use weapons, which by the way, the Okinawans at that time period that they were developing this art, were not allowed weapons by the Japanese people who came in and took over Okinawa. They weren't allowed any weapons, so they had to protect themselves using the implements that they had on them. So most of the time, you'll see these as farming and fishing. Did anybody have any questions on Kobudo? Kobudo. All right.
I do. Do we learn 3-section staff in Ishinryu?
It's not one of Ishinryu's katas. Ishinryu, as far as weaponry goes, only has 6 forms. And they're bow and sai, and then that side-handled baton. We do more weapons kata. We've got about 14 weapons. 14 weapons kata in our curriculum. I have been shown how to do techniques with the 3-section staff, but no, it's not an Ishinryu weapon. Other questions? All right, enough of me talking. Let's get moving. Everybody up. Shake out those legs. Shake out those arms. Okay, let's start with a little light warm-up. We're gonna do jumping jacks. We're gonna come feet out, hands up, and then feet together. Tap your stomach muscles in the front. Light tap. So we're getting some cardiovascular work and practicing a little bit what it's like to get hit in the stomach and still live. So a light tap to the stomach muscles, not your rib cage. Stomach in front. Out and back. I'm gonna key eye on every other jumping jack. You can feel free to do it with me. First one silent, second one noise. Third one silent, fourth one noise. You get it. Begin. H, D, sun, three, go, run, sit, hot, Q, each, ni, san, shi, go, run, stitch, hot, Q, two, and right foot to the rear, hands in front, straight forward kick. Pick your knee up, kick out, return, and back down. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, sichi, hachi, kyu, ju. Same foot, side blade kick. If you haven't done it before, that's okay. You can follow along. Pick up your knee, look, kick out with the blade of the foot, return to knee up position, and down. Once again, looking, you're going to turn your guard to the side. Pick up the knee, kick out with the blade of the foot, return, and down. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, sichi, hachi, kyu, ju. Switch feet, straight forward kick. Up, out, back, and down. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, sichi, hachi, kyu, ju. Side blade. Guard, knee up, kick out, knee up, and down. Ichi, ni, san, Shoot. Go. Roku. Sit. Hach. Q. Ju. Okay, feet twice shoulder width apart, stretch down towards the center. Stretch towards the right leg. Towards the left leg. Again to the center. You can bring your feet out further. Go ahead and do that. Stretch towards the center. Towards that right leg. Towards the left leg. To the center again. Slowly walk your feet back in. Down on the floor for crunches. One of the things that I mentioned before that bears repetition is that a lot of times hitting somebody in the body causes them to fold over and not be able to breathe. And some of that's due to bad lower body stomach conditioning. So what you want to do is you want to practice crunches and other abdominal exercises like leg lifts to strengthen your core and your abdominal muscles so that if you ever got hit there, it wouldn't be a big deal. You've already hit yourself in the stomach 40 times today. Now we're going to squeeze those stomach muscles tight. So bring your fist to the side of your head. On ichi, you go up, exhale, squeeze stomach muscles. On knee, back down. Ichi, knee, ichi, knee, each, knee, each, knee, each, knee, each. Hold it up. If you only do this on days when we have class, by the way, you're allowed to breathe while you're squeezing. Keep squeezing them. If you only do this on days we have class, that's okay. But you should be doing stomach work a little bit every day and stretches every day. Knee, each, knee, each, knee, each, knee, each, knee, each. Keep it up, hold it, breathe, squeeze tight, and relax. Roll over onto your stomach, stretch out your stomach muscles. And come up slowly. Circle arms backwards. Circle arms forwards. And again backwards. And again forwards. And now down for push-up position. Pick up your head, smile. Let me see those faces. Ichi. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rub. Sit. Hach. Q. Ju. Sit back. Stretch them out, forward and back. And everybody up. Heels together, hands at your side. We'll do some basics. Ready position is Heikodachi. When you hear Heikodachi, step out with your right foot and fists come tight to your hips. Heikodachi! Basic number one, stepping right, punching with your right hand, back to your hip, then back to ready. Ichi! Ni! San! Shi! Go! Opposite side. Ichi! Ni! san, shi, go. Basic 2, step forward right, turn your fist at your hip, uppercut, back to the hip, back to ready. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go. Opposite side, ichi, ni, san, shi, go. Basic 3, step forward with your right, your left fist, punch, back to the hip, back to ready. When you do that punch, make sure that you're lifting into the person. You're using your legs to drive up and use your hip to push forward. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go. Opposite side, ichi, ni, san, shi, go. Basic 4, step forward right, turn your left fist at the hip. Uppercut, back to your hip and back to ready. As always, remember, knees bent, straighten out to strike. Make sure you push that hip forward. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go. Opposite side, ichi, ni, san, shi, go. Basic 5, step back, catch on the right side. Oh, we're not doing that. Come across this way. Step back, come across, 2 bones in the arm, pinky facing you, block towards the inside, then lower block, then punch back to your hip, step forward to ready. Step back, inside block, low block, punch back to your hip, forward to ready. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go. Opposite side, step back with the left foot, right hand comes across the body, inside block, lower block, punch, back to the hip. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go. Basic number 6. Step back with the right foot, smashing down with the forearm. Your palm is up, your knuckles are down, both bones in the arm smashing down. Come up to middle block, punch, back to your hip, step forward to ready position. Stepping back, smash down, block up, and punch. Ready. Ichi, ni,
She blocked your front leg.
san, down, up, block. Shi, down, up, block. Go, down, up, block, punch. Opposite side, step back, left foot, smash down with your right hand, middle block right, punch left. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go. And we're going to break some people out for 7.
Yep. Okay, Miss Levitz, let's put us in a breakout room. So it's going to come up on your screen, Mr. Morris and Mr. Smith, and you're just going to accept, and we're going to go into a different room.
All right.
7, step back, catch, open hand middle block, pulling in to a palm heel to the body. Ichi, ni, san, opposite side, ichi, ni, san, Basic 8, step back catch, open hand, middle block, pulling into a palm heel to the head. Ichi. Ni. San. Opposite side, step back catch, open hand, middle block, palm heel to the face. Ichi. Ni. San. Number 9, stepping out diagonal with your right foot, left hand blocks overhead, back to the center, punch. Ichi. Ni. San. Opposite side, stepping out with the left foot, block overhead with your right hand, twist back towards the center. Ichi. Ni. San. Basic number 10. Step forward right, pick up your elbow, hammer fist, punch. Ichi. Ni. San. Opposite side, Ichi. Ni. San. Basic number 11. Step forward, inside middle block, low block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 punches. Ichi. Ni. San. Opposite side, stepping forward, inside middle block, lower block, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ichi. Ni. San. Basic number 12, step forward, smash down, middle block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 punches. Ichi. Ni. San. Opposite side, Ichi. Ni. San. Number 13, very lucky. Shuffle out diagonal, parry inward, hook punch to the body, hook punch to the head. Back to ready position. Ichi. Ni. San. Shi. That was 4, you got 1 for free. Opposite side, shuffle out, parry inward, hook punch to the body, hook to the head. Ichi. Ni. San. Basic number 14, step forward right hand comes up, palm facing the ceiling, shuto out, other hand comes up, switch your elbows, shuto down. Back to ready. Ichi. Ni. San. Opposite side. Ichi. Ni. San. Basic number 15, looking over your right shoulder, stepping back with your right foot, cat stance, cross arms in front, elbow strike. Ichi. Ni. San. Opposite side. Ichi. Ni. San. And relaxed position. All right, we're moving on to everybody's favorite, Shobu number one. Not Shobu number one, Pinan number one. That's what we're calling them these days, Pinan. That's what we've always been calling them. All right, so we do Pinan by the count in the beginning so everybody can learn it. And we know that the Pinan has 10 counts. And we'll go through nice and slow together. I'll face the other direction. Pinan number one with count. Higurachi. Ichi, step forward, block low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Catch and look. Knee, slide your foot, turn middle block, and punch. So your right foot should be forward. San, look over your shoulder, step back right, elbow strike, catch on your right hip, look left. Next count is Shin, slide your foot, turn middle block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leave the fifth one out. Next is go. Look to your right, side blade kick to your right. Leave that right fist out. Next one is Roku. Start punching left, 5 punches. Next one is Sichi. Step forward right, uppercut. Catch on your right hip, look left. Next count, looking. Hachi, side blade kick. Next count is Ku, 9. You turn, block overhead, punch Ki. Next count is Ju, that step back to ready position. Ju, 10. And then relax position, step back, fix up. All right, again, Pinan 1 with count. Higurachi. Ichi. Catch and look at the end of the count. Ni. San. Catch and look at the end of the count. Catch on your right hip, look left. Shi. Go. Roku. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Masubiaki. Step back, fix up. All right. Back up a bunch. Let's see you all do it. Heels together, hands at your side. Higurachi. Ichi. And then you should be catching and looking behind you. Catch on your left hip and look over your right shoulder. Knee. San. So that's an elbow strike with your right arm. So you're stepping back right and doing an elbow right. And then you catch on your right hip and look left. Shi. That's the middle block and 5 punches is Shi. Go. Roku. Roku is 5 more punches without stepping. So your left foot should still be in front. Sichi. And at the end of that count, you're going to catch and look. And you should be looking towards the front. Hachi, side blade kick. And then turn towards the front for the next count. Ku. Overhead block and punch. And then Ju, step back to ready. All right. Back up a bunch. We'll do one more time. Sticking together. Pinan 1, Higurachi. Ichi. 5 punches, catch and look behind you. Catch your left hip, look over your right shoulder. Make sure catch to your left hip, both fists are at your left hip. Knee! Good. San. Step back right, elbow strike right. Look over your right shoulder. Catch and look to your left. Shi. Turn to your left, middle block, 5 punches. Go. Roku. Should be 5 more punches with Roku. Sichi, step forward, right uppercut, and then catch and look. Hachi, you're looking towards the front where you started when you do that side blade flip. Ku, overhead block, and just 1 punch. And Ju, step back to red. All right, all together. Higurachi, Ichi. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Roku. Sich. At. Ku. Ju. Musubidachi, relaxed position. Okay, so make sure to look at some of the online classes and bone up on pin on number 1. It's one of the things we'll definitely be looking at. And let's move on to some of the self-defense techniques. We'll get a little bit more practice with that. We talked briefly a while back and did some wrist lock. So the wrist lock was they grabbed onto you, you held their hand to you, stepped back to pull them off balance, peeled the hand off, and then you use 2 hands against one to bend it and pull it to your center, and push down on the hand and pull up on the wrist till they tap. So if you get grabbed on your left side, you hold with your left hand, step back with your left foot, peel the hand off, the other one comes to help, and then you wrist lock from there. If you get grabbed on the right side, same thing, hold with your right hand, step back with your right foot, peel the hand off, the other hand comes to help, pull to your center, push down and pull up. So I'm grabbing you, boom, on your left shoulder. Don't cross. If you get grabbed on your left shoulder, hold with your left hand. Good, peel it off. The other hand comes up to help. Pull it down to your center, and you bend it. And when I tap, you gotta let go. Don't be so brutal. All right, other side, grab on. Good. What happens next? You held it, you stepped back, you have to peel it off. Other hand comes up to help, and bend it. Good. Again, this side, I grab. And bend. Good. Okay, so that's wrist lock. Important thing to remember with wrist lock and with arm bar, they both start out the same way. If you get grabbed on a side, whatever side it is, if it's my left, I hold with my left hand. Don't cross your body. Hold with my left hand, and I step back with my left foot. Both the wrist lock and the arm bar start out this way. This is where they differentiate. The wrist lock attacks the wrist by bending it, and the arm bar, with the other hand, you find their elbow, roll it so it points up, and push down on it. So you get grabbed on the left, you hold with the left, step back with the left, find their elbow with your right hand, roll it, and then push down, and they tap, and you stop. So this is a defense for somebody doing a cross grab to you. So I'm using my right arm and reaching over and grabbing onto your left shoulder. What do you do? All right, pretty good. All right, let's do the other side. Everybody seemed to get that right away. All right, Okay, and now I'm grabbing onto your right shoulder. So grab with your right hand. And push down. You got it. So that's wrist lock and arm bar. Now we did a little bit of kumite, free sparring the other day. I'd like to do a little bit more of that with you. Let's go over our basic guard. You turn to the side, protect your ribs, your arms against your stomach, protect the stomach, your hands up, protecting your face, your forearm protects your torso, the upper body. We'll start out with me just punching and kicking and you blocking. I'm punching, you block, Miss Celeste. Don't hit me. So if the technique comes around, you should block into it. If it's center, you can block inside. If it's a combination, you'll have to do a couple of blocks. All right, stop. You're making me tired. All right, next. I come to attack. You have to block and then hit me back. So important thing to remember when you're doing blocking and countering is that if I'm attacking high and you block high, your defense shouldn't be high. Your defense should be lower. Punch where there aren't things in the way. All right, pick up your guard. I'm going to do an attack. You block and counter. All right, you got heavy hands, Miss Salco. I felt that one. Good. I hit Miss Celeste, I'm sorry. We'll try that one again. You got to hit me back. And ducking is fine, and moving out of the way is fine. You don't always have to block things force on force. Block and hit back. I'm going to pick up the pace. You block and hit back every time. Keep moving. Sometimes when you spar, you'll get hit. You have to keep going after that. You don't give up. You try to block and you counter back. Good. Good job. All right. I see Mrs. Levitz is back with her.
Hello.
So we did a bunch of kumite, and we reviewed wrist lock and arm bar, and we did pin on number 1 a few times with the count.
Okay. Did we do a side ball?
Not yet.
Let's do that.
I think everybody can do that. So it would be good if you can make it so that we can see you on the floor, because that's where we're going, on the floor. So in the dojo, we have mats, and that's a safe place to do a fall. But I don't want you falling at home, but we'll practice the position for the side fall. So you could do this from sitting, and you're going to fall towards your left, lay on the left side of your body, and your left arm breaks your fall by slapping, and your right arm's above your head. Your head doesn't hit the floor. So you've got your left leg flat on the ground, the sole of your right foot on the ground, your right arm's blocking, and your left arm's breaking your fall. And we're laying on the side, not on your back.
And we don't want your elbow up, okay? So make sure your elbow is flat.
And
Nope.
then
Your whole arm should be flat. You shouldn't be up on your elbow at all.
shouldn't be like this. Don't be like this.
Yeah, so everybody show me your fall. Everybody lay down in your fall position right now. Okay, so we're not shooting for GQ there, Mr. Morris. You should be flat on your side. Oh, like, there you go. That's what I want.
We switch to the other side.
All right. And Mr. Lopez, your arm's up too high. So you don't want it above your head at all. You want it next to you. Nope, your arm next to you, Mr. Lopez.
Don't sweep it up like this. That arm that broke your fall should be closer to your body.
Right. You don't want to fall on it, and you don't want to put stress on your shoulder.
And then switch.
I can't see you, Mr. Lopez, and I'm sad.
And
All right, Miss James, you don't want your knees to hit, so your knee shouldn't go across so much, Miss James. Plant your foot on the floor right now, or kick it up, but don't let your knee be hovering over the other knee, Miss James. Yep, there we go. That's what I want.
you
Get on
want
your elbow again, Mr. Morris.
this foot to be ready to throw it if you had to. So keep the sole of that foot on the floor and the knee
Nice job, Mr. Plaster.
pointed up. Switch.
Nice, Sarasota.
Switch.
Mr. Lopez, keep your arm closer to you. Don't reach up.
Switch. Switch. Switch.
Nice, Miss James. Awesome. Good job, Miss Salco.
Switch. Switch, switch. All right, we don't want to upset anybody's downstairs neighbors. Okay, any questions on side fall? Or on anything we did today?
I'm having a hard time with the arm.
Yes, you are.
So when you say you're having a hard time with it, you mean like you want to hold yourself up on your elbow?
Oh, no, not at all. I don't want to.
No, he's reaching.
Oh, okay. You reaching. He's reaching.
With the blocking arm, I guess.
Oh, your blocking arm? Yeah, it should be just above your head like this. But the arm that you're breaking the fall with should be pretty close to your body.
I thought that's what I was doing, but I don't know.
All right. We didn't actually bow in,
Mr. Smith, that's good. That's exactly what you want, Mr. Smith. Nice.
but I do need to go and teach the next class. So maybe we can bow out.
Okay,
Privates will hang out and answer all of your brilliant questions.
exactly.
Heels together, hands at your side. Thank you so much for class. Great. Face pictures. Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Donovan.